Therefore, we currently hold no original manuscripts of Paul's letters, the earliest one being P46, which is actually a collection of Pauline letters dating from the late 2nd century. Without any original manuscripts, the visual differences in writing style are absent. But if we consider Paul's scribal signature in Galatians, we find proof of this historical scribal practice leaking through the copied originals. In Galatians 6:11 we read, "See what large letters I make when I am writing in my own hand." Although in any version of the text we read today, the size of the characters and the style of the writing will remain the same, Paul is clearly making a sort of self-deprecating joke here, pointing out the visual difference between the writing in his own hand and the writing throughout the bulk of the letter, a visual cue that would have been present in the original manuscript. And significantly, after this scribal signature, what we read to conclude Galatians from verses 6:11 to 6:18 is likely the longest stretch of personal Pauline writing that we have. We know this due to the nature of the verses that sum up the key points of the letter. And I believe that Paul sums up this letter in his own hand due to the inflammatory content within Galatians that at some points directly pits him against other prominent apostles, such as James and even the leader of the church, Peter. And in doing so, Paul makes sure to add his own handwriting, reaffirming and authorizing his controversial writing. Nevertheless, it is incredibly interesting to have this proof of Paul's scribal signatures, as Paul makes direct reference to his unique writing style. To put this into perspective, this is possibly what the end of Galatians would have originally looked like. Having the scribe's hand above in neat lines and consistent character size, followed by a clumsier hand with larger characters, just as Paul describes, exclaiming, "What large letters I make." But this is not to say that Paul was illiterate, or even semi-literate. Rather, it is to say how skilled these scribes were. Carefully written lines of consistent characters is a trait that